All right, so I wanted to do an in-depth breakdown on the godfather of robotic affirmations, and I mean the godmother of robotic affirmations, Sammy Ingram. Link in the description if you don't know who she is. But this is a full breakdown of her robotic affirmation belief. It does differ somewhat to me, but I've learned a lot from her over the past 3 years, because that's how long I've been following her. So I owe it to you guys to show you where some of my robotic affirmation knowledge comes from. So, number 1, robotic affirmations just involve the continuous, monotonous, repetitive repetition of affirmations with no emotion, monotonously. So, what does that mean? You're just saying something without any energy in it. You're not imbuing it with any energy. You're not giving any emotion to the affirmation. The reason this works is because you're replacing your natural thoughts with the robotic affirmation, because you're doing it monotonously during downtime. Downtime means during like chores, or during random moments of silence, or random moments where you're not doing anything, or random moments where you're doing something that doesn't require energy, like washing the dishes. Do you need to think about how you're going to wash this dish? No, you just scrub the dish. You don't need to think about it. So you can robotically affirm while you're doing it. So that's her technique. She likes doing it during those times. She also incorporates focused affirming, but we'll cover that at the end of the video to fully encompass her technique, her normal technique. She mixes it up quite a bit, but this is her normal technique. So her goal is to saturate her mind with her desired belief, overriding existing negative thought patterns without engaging emotions. So the goal here is to override the natural negative responses you have in life. Because if you think about your normal negative thoughts, when you have a negative thought, you normally have a visualization when it comes to that negative thought. If I have a negative thought right now about something that's going on in my life, I usually have a mental picture or visualization or energy or emotion that's imbued with it. So robotic affirmations, if done enough, not only do you manually replace those thoughts with your robotic affirmation, now when you're just sitting around not doing anything, sometimes you just think about your affirmation and it imbues a little bit of energy on autopilot, and it brings up a visualization on autopilot. You don't have to even try. It just comes to you. Key here is to select powerful affirmations. Powerful, specific affirmations. When she does her affirmations, the bigger ones, let's say for financial stuff. When she does it for financial stuff, she'll put a value and a time period on it. So she'll say $1,000 a day. I make $1,000 a day. I'm so happy I make $1,000 a day. Isn't it wonderful? I make $1,000 a day. She puts a value and a time period on things, and it gives it a little more specific. It makes you be a little bit more specific, but when it comes down to it, that little bit of specific language makes it so that the direction of your affirmation can't go anywhere you don't want it to go. Because I don't want $1,000 if it means I have to get in a car accident. I don't want $100,000 if it means my mom has to have a heart attack. I don't want that kind of money for those specific reasons. So I want it for every day if I'm going to get it, because I want it to be an income, and I want it certain ways. I want it only good ways, and only good things could come habitually. So if I want $1,000 a day, that means I'm working for it. So phrase your affirmations like they're already true. Avoid wordings like not or don't. So you want to always have positive words like I am making $8,000 a day. My SP loves me. My SP adores me. My SP texts me all the time and always. You avoid negative words like I don't have any bills, or I don't I don't need any money because I have a lot. You want to avoid those negative words like don't or not. Make sure it's a monotonous delivery. So you use very specifically keen to monotonous delivery. What does monotonous mean? That means no emotion, no energy, just I am making $1 million a month. 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 That's how I play my affirmations in my head. You can say it out loud or you can say it in your head. Most people prefer to say it in their head because it's easier and you can do it for longer periods of time in more scenarios than saying it out loud. So it's very easy to get in the routine of saying it in your head. So make sure when you do these affirmations, it's monotonously. If you want to put emotion in these affirmations, then it's not robotic affirmations. It's focused affirming or normal affirming, but it's not robotic. And also the lack of emotion helps prevent resistance or triggering contradictory feelings. So if you have a resistance to making $1 million a month, since you're not saying it with emotion, your subconscious can't read it. It just feels like a thought, a neutral thought. So it just reads it as a thought. It doesn't register a negative emotion or a positive emotion. It just registers a normal thought. So that's why it's very important just to focus on the words. Don't put feelings into it. So no need for emotions or visualizations. You do not need to feel positive emotions or visualize outcomes when it comes to robotic affirming. Concentrate solely on the words of the affirmation, allowing them to imprint on your subconscious. You want to trick your subconscious into believing you're just saying this stuff because it's true. You don't have any feelings towards it because it's already happened. Why would I be happy for $1 million when I've been a millionaire? You know what I'm saying? I don't feel anything for this money because it's normal for me. So you want to trick your subconscious here. That's why robotic affirmations are very powerful. So the key to her techniques are integrating her affirmations to her daily activities. So you want to affirm during mundane tasks like showering, eating, brushing your teeth, cleaning, washing the dishes, scrubbing the floors. These monotonous tasks, these repetitive tasks, you want to incorporate the repetitive affirmations. So repetitive goes with repetitive, so it's easy to remember. If the task is very repetitive, then I'm doing the repetitive affirmations. And also during your idle moments when you're sitting around doing nothing, it's very easy to do the affirmations at those points. So silent versus out loud. Silent affirmations are ideal for public settings or when around others. Silently repeating the affirmations in your mind. It's more beneficial for people because you can do it more often. Because most of the time you're out in public or around family members or around friends. So you can say it in your head without even freaking anyone out. Speaking it out loud, on the other hand, enhances focus on the affirmations and the words. And it gives you a more sense of commitment. It's useful for when you're alone or in a private space. But the best thing to do here is to use a combination. Just use a combination. Just don't stress it. If you can't say it out loud, say it in your head. If you don't feel like saying it out loud, say it in your head. If you don't feel like saying it in your head, say it out loud. Whatever's easier for that moment. The biggest plus, or one of the bigger pluses for this technique is it's an immediate replacement for negative thoughts. So when you have a negative thought, you can easily just say your affirmation. So you stay vigilant, you wait for that negative thought to happen, and then you just say your affirmation, so you kill it. You just smother that negative thought with your affirmation. So what this does is over time, you learn how to habitually replace your negative thoughts. And when you replace your negative thoughts, you just have autopilot affirmations now. And it becomes a snowball effect like no other. You want to be very consistent. So commit to practicing every day without skipping, even when it feels repetitive or boring. The more repetitive, the more boring it gets, the better. That means your subconscious is really getting the message. Understand that reprogramming the subconscious mind is gradual and It requires patience. But there's no time constraints or expectations. You don't want to have expectations. These are just words. These are just affirmations. You're not expecting them to come true. You're not expecting anything. Just say the words. You don't need to put any feelings or expectations into this. Avoid setting strict deadlines for results. Trust the process. Enjoy the affirmation. Enjoy the work. Live in the work. Do not live anywhere else. This is not a technique where you need to live in the end. You just live in the affirmations. Say the affirmations. Really don't visualize, but really think about the words when you say them and put them into your head. That's all. And the repetition alone will show you great results over time. Monitor internal shifts. Notice subtle changes in your thoughts, reactions, and feelings over time. So you want to recognize and appreciate small signs of changes to reinforce your commitment. So if you start feeling better around your affirmation, around life in general, notice it. Notice how positive this process, this technique is changing your life, because it's going to help you stay committed. Do not be afraid to adjust, all right? Sammy does not stick to a script, she's very fluid, very, could move at any moment. So ensure your affirmation still resonates with your goals. And if you don't feel like it's appropriate at the time, change it. Move around. Feel for it. If you feel like this affirmation shouldn't be said like this, or maybe you want your goal to change a little bit, change it. All right? You're not stuck. You're not a rock. You're a mobile individual. All right. How to overcome boredom. Accept that feeling bored is natural. Persist despite the monotony. Because the more boring it is, that means it's working. So that should make you more committed. If it's more boring, if it's more monotonous and repetitive, that means it's working. Your subconscious is tired of your crap. Tired of you saying this stuff. Doubt and skepticism. Understand that belief isn't required initially. Over time, repetition will instill belief. So if you do not believe you can make $1 million a month, if that is your goal, just by saying it without energy or emotion will change your inner working, and you would soon believe that you can. Distractions. Gently bring your focus back to the affirmation whenever your mind wanders. It's okay to get distracted. We live in the 20th century. We have cell phones, We have a bunch of different things. Distractions happen. Just slowly bring that focus back on the affirmation, and you're good. You're solid. All right. You want to utilize supportive tools. So there's affirmation tracks or subliminal tracks. I call them affirmation tracks because subliminal tracks to me are something different. But you want to record yourself saying the affirmations. You can say it in a bunch of different tones, or you can change the speed and record it on a track and play it on a loop. And you can play it with a data wave music backdrop. Just Google data waves, download a track, data track, and record your voice over the data track. And that is an affirmation track. Alternatively, I'll leave a link in the description for a channel that has a bunch of affirmation tracks so you can see how they sound like. This channel, I believe, makes robotic affirmation tracks. Robotic meaning AI. It's not a human voice. It's a robotic voice. But there's a bunch of different affirmation tracks on that channel. So you can browse it and see examples of certain affirmation tracks. You can do visual reminders. That's a great tool. So put sticky notes. I like sticky notes. I like my home screen. I have it set to change every so often, and it just says my affirmation. So I know to robotically affirm at that point. You can also use written affirmations, but that it's useful, but it's not necessary for this technique. But it engages a different neural pathway. It's a different sense, and it reinforces the message in a different way in your head. All right. you should avoid overthinking. It's very simple. Just keep it dumb and simple. Don't make this too confusing. It's just robotic affirmation. You don't need to be a scientist. You don't need to launch a rocket into space. We're just saying something over and over again. All right, so let's recap here. Choose your affirmation. That's step 1. Begin the repetition. Step 2. Step 3. Incorporate it into your daily life. Incorporate it into your daily life. Step 4. Replace negative thoughts as they pop up. Step 5. Maintain consistency. Every day, bro. Like Jake Paul. Just do it every day. And do you say it out loud? It's your personal choice. You can say it out loud if you want. I use a combination. It's fine. Don't make it too complicated. If you say it out loud, it can enhance your focus and make the practice feel more tangible. Silent repetition allows you for continuous practice regardless of where you are. Best practice is just use a combination. All right. Just trust the process. Just the process. So you want to trust the process like you live in Philadelphia. It is a process. Just believe in the process. You live for the process. You live to wake up and just say your affirmations because they make you feel good. That's all. Don't worry about where it's taking you, or what's going to happen after you say your affirmations, or how long it's going to take. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I almost fell out of the swing. That would have been bad. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. This was kind of a different video because I had a bunch of notes. I wanted to make it a PowerPoint slideshow, but I feel like it's a different vibe. My channel is more in the backyard, by the garden type of channel. So I want to keep it that way. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe, like. Peace.